This is the Just Goofin podcast. Let's go! Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Just Goofin. I'm Cody.
And I'm Thayne.
And we're just hanging out here in Austin, Texas with this little fake studio we got set up here in this guest bedroom.
Away from the corona.
Away from the corona. We are, probably 7 feet apart?
Yeah.
I'd say that. Good distance, yeah. How's it been, speaking of corona? I mean, how is... I guess it's slowing now, right? Texas is slowly starting to open up. But
yeah.
Over or out, what is this, like day 54 of quarantine? I mean,
I have no idea.
Did much change for you?
For me, actually a lot has changed because I just go to work and go home. That's about it.
That's the only way life is different for me. I never quit working. I worked every day. The only way life really changed much at all is that there's no bars.
And sports.
In sports.
Like, we don't play sports.
I'm a sports. No sports. That's the worst part of this whole deal, right? Makes me. I feel like a terrible person saying that. But the worst thing about Corona is no sports.
Well, yeah.
Hate me if you want to. I'm sorry. But other than that, I mean, not a lot has changed on my end. You know, work is exactly the same. I mean, day to days. I don't know. Like, it hasn't affected us much.
No, well, it has me. I don't see my girlfriend as much because she doesn't do anything.
Right. That's one thing that I do think is different is
because you live with Emily.
Yeah, obviously, like we're married, right? So
yeah.
I get to see my significant other every single day. But I was wondering about that. Relationships that don't live together, because now you're like in a same city, long distance relationship.
Yeah. It's kind of always been that way because she lives far away, but. Yeah,
But now you don't even get the option. Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, have we like separated each other enough in case, because she also has 2 roommates and I have a roommate, and so it's more
trying to balance out of where has everybody been.
Yeah.
You know, is it safe to see each other? Yeah, totally get it. Yeah. I mean, other than that, dude, I've gotten lazier.
I've gotten a little.
I'm putting on the quarantine 15 for sure.
There's
no doubt about it. I've gotten a little flabby. It's kind of embarrassing.
I need to actually start working out.
Yeah, I say that daily. Oh, man. Well, let's just go ahead and kind of get into the show and just start doing some goofing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get in. So let's start off with the first is just kind of got some stuff I want to rant about. And honestly, what's bothered me the most this week, it's bothered me for a while, but knowing that we were going to do this, I really started paying more attention to it than I usually do. And so it bothered me even more. And that's double doors at like a store, right? So, you know, at gas stations, they all have like double glass doors. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what drives me crazy about it is that, like, so the whole nice act of like, you hold the door open for another person, right? But what happens is people end up trying to come in and out at the same time, right? In a busy time of day. And they will look at you like you are inconveniencing them in the worst freaking way because you're trying to exit while they're trying to enter. And they do this weird big step back and like posture of like, well, I was trying to get in. I guess you just come on out first. Like, bro, you realize there's a second door. You can open that damn thing. You don't have to come into the door I'm leaving out of. And so it's gotten to the point now where this is how I make myself feel better about it when someone gives you that look. Or if they're holding a door, trying to be nice, but have this inconvenience look on their face, I'll let them open the door for me, and I will push open the second door and walk out of it and be like, you're an idiot. You could have come in this whole time. So I want people to understand when there's 2 doors, you're allowed to use both doors. You don't have to sit there and have this weird standoff of who's going to let who in. Just go through the second freaking door. That's really all I got, but it felt a lot better making me saying that. I know it's small. I know it's simple. But dude, it will ruin my day. One gas station exchange will ruin my day. So I think every single store should be a law. Every single store should be required by law to have the automatic, like H-E-B Walmart doors, right? Automatic doors. There's no opening, no closing. Does it all for you. There's no confusion to be had. I don't know. I know it's dumb, but that's what's bothered me this week. So we got my rant. Got my rant out of the way.
Got your rant out of the way.
We can move forward.
Okay.
We can move forward and get into our segments here.
So people that are new to this, which is everyone. This is our first one. We have a couple segments of this podcast that we like to just get into, and honestly, this is just a little fun podcast.
Yeah, man, we're just doing some goofing. So just trying to make Mondays a little bit better. I think that's when we're going to release this, right? I'm just going to throw that out there.
Hey, everyone. Now we're going to release
Mondays,
it on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Nope, or Wednesday.
Mondays can suck. So let's try to
I thought we were doing Wednesday.
Just trying to make your Monday better. Well, Wednesday is the hump. Got to get over that hump. So Wednesday works too. Either Monday or Wednesday, you'll have this podcast.
You guys are welcome to listening to our decision-making on air.
All right, no, but we'll jump into our first segment of the fact that there's just about in every aspect, there's only two types of people in this world, right? Yep. There's one way to do one thing, in my mind. Well, there's only one way to do everything, but there's always that other person
that see that other way
sees
as
the other
just
way,
the only
and
one
they
way.
think that that's the only way. So our first one here, let's get in this. We'll just open it up with a great debate of: do you pee in the shower, or are you the person that does not pee in the shower? I know my answer, but Thayne, who are you?
My own shower is open to peeing in the
Free
shower.
game?
Free game.
Free game.
Because it just gets washed down anyways, and it's sterile.
Okay.
So, if I am...
But a guest shower?
If I'm at a guest, I do not. I can't pee in someone else's shower that they regularly shower
Are you, like, scared they're going to know?
No, I'm not scared. It's just... I feel like it's rude. It's more of like a... I'll do it in my own shower, but I will not do it in someone else's place.
I'm going to pee in everyone's shower. I don't care. I'm going to pee in everyone's shower. Like, and I have a reason for it. I feel like people that don't pee in a shower, you're wasting water.
That's fair.
Because now you got to use the water to flush when you could have just peed in the shower and used the water that you're already using.
Yeah.
Right? But also, the reason I say I pee in everyone's shower is because I think it cleans that. So when I was in Afghanistan, I got real bad athlete's foot. And that's literally how they told me to fix it. They're like, pee on your feet in the shower.
Damn it, this is going to be life-changing.
And then wash your feet after you pee on them. Because I guess whatever's in your urine, ammonia, whatever it is. But it, like, literally cured my athlete's foot. And so I'm like, dude, like, I feel like if I'm taking a shower, I'm doing you a favor by peeing in your shower because I'm cleaning it.
Are you really cleaning the shower, though?
I'm killing something.
Okay.
I'm killing something. I'm killing something. I don't know what it is.
Wants to be peed
I feel
on,
like I'm
so
making
it's
I'm making your shower safer for the general public.
There you go, people.
Yeah,
Pee
there's
in your
that
shower.
one. I had to say, let us know which one you are. Secondly, we all know there's only two ways to eat an Oreo.
Only two people.
How do you eat the Oreo?
I just straight up take a bite.
You're a serial killer.
Nope.
Yes.
No.
You are absolute, dude. That's a serial killer notion. That's like taking a bite into a Kit Kat,
or
and not breaking a Kit Kat off.
No, you always break the Kit Kat. But I guess we could change.
I feel like it's the same thing as an Oreo. Like
no,
I feel like it's a requirement.
So you spin it open?
Yeah, I spin it open, and then I eat the icing.
No, you're a serial killer.
I eat the icing first, and then
They're made together for a reason.
Yeah, but they also come apart so easily for a reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just do you at least so
or you just shove the whole cookie in.
That's even worse.
That's not worse.
Well, do you at least dip it in milk? If you're just gonna bite into it, I feel like you at least have to dip it in milk.
If there is milk available.
See,
you don't always.
No, for me, if there's no milk, dude, you got to separate it. You have to. If there's milk,
Why
then
would they put it together?
Then I will soak it until it's soggy, and I can just like gum that thing.
I like to eat my Oreos like I have no teeth.
Dude, I really do. When I soak my Oreos in milk, I soak it so long that it's so soft.
It's kind of nice.
It's incredible.
And it's kind of nice when some of the pieces fall off, and then as you're drinking the milk,
you got it like an Oreo shake. Yeah. It's the only way to do it. But yeah, I think you're crazy for despite.
I think you're crazy.
I can't do it.
So it takes so like But seriously.
Yeah, you savor it, man. You get the icing.
I understand, but why do they put them together?
Same reason they come apart. So that people can argue.
Because I feel like if they were meant to be separated, you would just get a cookie stick and a frosting stick.
That's $1 million idea.
And yeah. And that way, like...
Oreo, get on this. Like, they should just sell tubs of just the icings. That's what they really need, right?
Well, yeah,
no one,
they could sell them together
you,
and separate
I feel
them.
like even though you eat it whole, even you would admit, no one really likes the cookie of the Oreo. It's all about the icing.
Yeah.
So why not just sell a tub of Oreo icing? And you can just spoon it into your mouth, dude. Just like a nasty guilt. Just, I hate myself, but this is so good.
Yeah, but I would not want to eat it without the cookie.
I would.
See, I wouldn't.
I would.
And that's where you're the serial
I would
killer.
take a fork to that icing, and we'll agree to disagree.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. So, Cody, are you wets hands before the washing, or do you put the soap before wetting?
I wet my hands first because that's the right and only way to do it.
And because no one else can see that I raise my hands.
Right. You raise your hands in a victory.
No.
You were like, yes.
We got some more debating going on.
No.
I turn on the water, put the soap, and start washing it around before I,
It doesn't lather that way.
It doesn't lather, but you get it all over
That's
before
the
the water
whole-
washes it away.
No, you get the water on first. You don't, leave your hands under the running water while you soap. Like, you wet your hands, get the soap on, and then lather up.
Yeah.
Google how to wash your hands. I guarantee you the step one is wet hands. Even the internet says wet your hands.
Okay,
so you put soap on
but
complete dry hand.
What happens if you have the water saving fountains? Or
Yeah, like the motion ones?
Yeah.
Where they cut on? What do you mean
Yeah.
what happens? You stick your hand under
especially at work. Work after I'm done peeing, I walk up to the sink. I walk up to the sink, and the soap is first, so I hit the soap on the way to the sink. But it's all right next to each other. I could easily just
you could easily get your hands wet and just reach over.
Yeah, but then it turns off.
Yeah, and then when you put your hands back under, it turns right back on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need the water running while you're soaping your hands. I'm saying you get your hands wet first so that the soap will lather and bubble and foam real nice. And then once you're lathered up and you're done soaping, you put your hands back under the water to rinse off the soap.
But you lose some soap when you stick it
How?
under.
You don't have any
Damn
soap
it,
on your
I
hands.
actually hurt myself.
Yeah, you see how ridiculous your argument is invalid.
Man.
Thayne.
I am going to start
I mean,
learning how to live a different way with these.
It really does. Even if you go into the stores right now with all this COVID crap, right? They all have stuff on how to wash your hands. Step one is always wet hands. Step two is soap and lather. But it
makes more sense.
But I see a lot of people do it. It's not. I don't think you're uncommon. I see people in gas station bathrooms all the time. Soap up first.
What happens with bars of soap? Well, you have.
I feel like you have to get those wet. Do they even work dry?
I don't know, but
I've never used. I'd say I never. I don't use bar soap.
I haven't used bar soap in a long time. I see. Well, I don't know, man.
You got to wet first.
It's.
You got to lube the chute.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got to change.
I'm just having too much mind blown thinking right now that I'm just wait, I just want to sit and process this.
Well, it's we can throw this back to the conversation we had last week. Speaking of, I actually do want to ask you about that. After we talked about the shower thing, are you still doing body first before your hair? Or are you now finally realizing that washing your hair first is the right way to go?
I think it's
are you working through it?
I'm working through it. It's been so ingrained, just the way that I do it. I always start from the bottom and go to the top. But as I've been doing it, I'm just wait.
I'm in your head now, right?
Yeah, you're in my head.
You're taking a shower and you're dude, Cody's right.
We may have to preface this because I don't know if we're going to release that episode or not.
No, we're not.
Okay, well, last time we debated on excuse me, if we shampoo first or wash the body.
If you wash your hair first or wash your body first, yeah.
And I was one that always washed my body first. And then as we went through, it actually makes more sense to wash your hair first because it drains down, and then you wash your body from head.
Right. Because we realized I had to make Thayne understand that if he washed his hair after he washed his body, that he's just dirty all over again. Because all the dirty water suds from his clean hair runs down over his what was clean body.
Yeah.
It just kind of undoes everything.
But the way I did it was be like, I would kind of bend forward towards the drain. So I don't know if that...
I don't know.
But it's making me think about my shower.
That's good. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. You're going to start showering the right way. You're going to start washing your hair first.
Basically, Cody says...
when you start washing your hands, you're going to start wetting them first. I'm going to fix you.
I'm so broken. Apparently to Cody, I am a broken man. I don't know how to do anything right in society.
All right, let's get to the last one here.
Okay.
2 types of people here. People that have read receipts and people that do not have read receipts when you're sending text messages.
I did not know that this was it.
Are you a read receipt guy? Well, can you even do read receipts?
I don't know.
On your Android?
I really actually don't care. Read receipts or not.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to not have them.
I prefer to not have them too.
Because what if you want to ignore somebody and they're like, "Oh, I know you read my text at 3:49 p.m."
But okay, yeah, that's why I don't like the read receipts because sometimes at work I read it.
I don't have time to respond.
That, and I also have I'm in the middle of texting them,
right?
And then something happens at work, and I never send it.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, I'll
just
remember to reply later.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember to reply later.
Yeah,
I've been actually really bad with that.
I've only got it, I turn it on for a select few people. Like, Emily has read receipts on, so she knows if I see her text.
Right.
My family members, most of them do. But other than that, most times I don't, because what if I don't know. Sometimes, I don't want to freaking talk to you right now.
That's how he feels about me.
Well, I don't think yours comes through anyway because you have an Android because you're one of those crazies.
I'm not a crazy.
I don't think read receipts work for you guys, do they?
I don't know. I don't even care.
Yeah. It doesn't tell me if you...
It really doesn't bother me. If they never had no read receipts, I'm
So apparently there's more than 2 types. There's 4 types of people in this world when it comes to read receipts.
Why? There's either read or not read.
Yeah, but I'm both, right? And then you're like, I don't care.
You're both?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Yeah,
that's true.
So
there's 3.
For me, it's if you get a read receipt from me, you're important in my life. That should make you feel good.
You didn't name me in there, so thank you.
That's because you have an Android. Because, you're a loser. You have a green text.
It's fine. You don't even text me till a day later anyways nowadays.
Dude, it's because I'm so busy, man. I'm sorry. I do love you. Okay.
Okay, with that note, everyone,
let's
because
move
Cody hates me, we're going to get into our next little... It's kind of the more main segment of the show, and it's the kind of how did we get here? And so what we're going to do is we're going to share a headline, and the people sharing the headline knows all the facts about the story, and then the other person has to kind of whoa, this story is crazy, and has to kind of put all the little things together to see how they ended up with this story headline. So, Cody, do you want to start with yours, or?
Yeah, dude, I can start. So open this up. So my headline right here is doctors warn against putting potatoes in your butt.
Sorry, everyone, if that was really loud. So, I actually did not know this headline until he just put that.
I hadn't shared it with you yet. Yeah, so what's happening?
Well, obviously, people are...
Little potato goofing.
People are putting potatoes in their butt, but why?
Can you think you can unpack it? What do you think?
Well, apparently no one can unpack it.
That's pretty good. So what do you what created this trend?
I was gonna say my first question would be was there some sort of health thing, like myth posted out there?
Like a health remedy.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Is it the putting alcohol potatoes in your butt and then you get drunk?
No.
Nope. Okay.
It's a health remedy. Yeah.
It's a what health remedy?
Yeah. What do you think people are trying to fix?
Sprout trees in their butt? I don't know. Does it absorb? Oh, wait. Are they trying to, like, get less drunk?
No. Has nothing to do with drinking.
I don't know. It would be...
Okay.
I really don't know. Like,
All right. So I'll explain it to you.
Yes, please do.
I had a feeling you'd be like, I don't know where to go.
Well,
with that.
I don't, like, besides like a potato absorbing something.
So there's many people who said that there were websites that had this home remedy to cure hemorrhoids. It involved inserting a frozen potato into their rectums. Many medical professionals are emphasizing that this will not help. Dr. Deanna Gall said that there's no medical evidence that putting frozen potatoes inside the anus can help cure piles or hemorrhoids. So I would urge caution to anyone thinking of doing that. Also noting that those suffering from the condition can attempt to treat it from home many ways, just not this way.
Why frozen?
It doesn't say while frozen, but there is another thing that goes down. It says, strange as it sounds, a poultice made from a grated potato is astringent and soothing. Insert the frozen potato slice in your anus and leave it inside for 30 seconds. Repeat the process for 3 to 5 days. The next 3 to 5 days, leave the slice inside for 30 seconds more each time. So eventually you're working your way up to a minute with a potato in your butt. The potatoes...
Wait, does it... Do you go past a minute?
I guess if you enjoy
does it turn into mashed
right?
potatoes later?
The potatoes have astringent properties and help relieve the pain and itchy sensation, which usually happens with this condition. While the ice-cold potato constricts the blood vessels, it reduces the swelling and relieves your pain instantly, said an uncredited source. So, if you word it that way, it makes sense. But, Odie... The doctor basically is like, does not endorse sticking frozen potatoes or any other vegetable, shredded or not, into any orifice that's not your mouth.
Wow.
Especially not your anus, and certainly not frozen. You should probably, this is how it ends, you should probably at least cook the potato first.
Oh my gosh. Cook the...
Yeah, like, think about that for a minute, like... How did that even happen? Who has a hemorrhoid and they're like, I got an idea. I got a frozen potato in my freezer.
That's why I want to know how they got to like frozen. Did they stick a warm one in first?
Yeah, I don't
like,
know.
Oh, this doesn't help. Maybe I should try it frozen.
I mean, not even the fact that how did we get it frozen? How did you even get to potato? Like, what?
I don't know. Apparently, I think potatoes absorb everything because that's how I got to that.
Because, I mean, I've never had a hemorrhoid. Hopefully, I don't have to experience that. But
What?
I've had an itchy butt. And never once have I thought, you know what would help my itchy butt?
Yeah,
if I put something inside of it.
Are hemorrhoids on the outside or the inside?
I think they're on the inside.
They are on the inside?
I think so.
Okay. Because that makes more sense. Because it's like, if it's on the outside, why would you stick the potato on the inside?
I think they're on the inside. I think it's like a busted blood vessel or something.
Okay.
Like
I think we've had enough of this. So, Cody, my headline is, police have a 45-minute standoff with a stuffed animal.
I'm sorry. I just had this scenario playing in my head. How is this even possible? Okay. I got an idea that kind of to me, and it just thought it. So when I'm walking the dog, around the corner there is a 2-story house with the windows, like over the roof. And there's a sign that says, look up. And you look up, and there's like a teddy bear like holding a sign that says, look down. So,
okay,
like,
but...
Whoa. So what I think is there is an armed teddy bear in someone's window. Someone called the police. And I don't know, maybe it was like enough behind a curtain where it looked like a silhouette. Didn't realize it was a teddy bear. Am I dead on?
No, you were nowhere close. So, what ended up happening was this guy had a party, and he's like kind of on a farm, and in his barn he has 200 pregnant cows. And
a lot of pregnant cows.
Yeah, it's a lot of pregnant cows.
Oh.
So he was just walking out to like kind of check on them to see how they're doing, and he saw a tiger inside, and he's just like, "Oh man, this tiger's gonna eat my cows."
Is this Carol Baskin?
No, it's not Carol Baskin. No, so he like freaks out and calls the cops because he's worried about his pregnant cows and that this thing's gonna eat them.
So he thinks there's a legit tiger in his barn about to eat his his calves. His cows are calving. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
So he calls the cops. They send like a full squadron, and they're all out there in the car, and they're out there trying to decide how they
fully armed, trying to figure out how do we get this tiger.
How do they get in the barn. And apparently 45 minutes goes by, and the guy all of a sudden decides, well, I'm really worried about my cows, even though I don't hear any noise. So he gets in his truck and slowly inches his way into the barn. And then when he gets inside the barn, he realized that it's just a large, giant stuffed tiger.
Okay. How long has that been in there? You think he would know?
Yeah, he has no idea how it got in there at all. But they literally sat outside the barn for 45 minutes before he's just like, well, I got to go in and check my cows anyways.
So I feel like that's a man who does not pay very much attention to his surroundings.
Well, and then eventually they put it up to him having a party. Alcohol was involved. He's like, no, I was stone cold sober because all these cows are so pregnant that they could pop at any time.
He had to be ready to go.
And that was his actual words. Pop at any time.
Yeah.
And so he called the cops, and the cops actually weren't even.
But it is possible that maybe a drunkard went out and was like, "I'm gonna put this tiger in here and spook him." I don't know.
Yeah, they does not know how it got in there, and the cops
were they upset?
They were not upset.
They spent 45 minutes.
This is like a guy that was.
I feel like their pride had to have been hurt. We're like,
it was, but they they saved face, and they're just like, well, we understand. This guy actually thought there was a tiger. We called all the zoos around and all this other stuff, and no one had it. And,
oh my god.
Yeah. So.
So
you got another one?
Yeah, I got one more. This one, I don't know if you've heard this one or not. It sounded familiar to me, but maybe you haven't. Of course, it's a Florida woman, but throws a bucket of human feces on landlord, deputies say.
Nope.
Doesn't ring a bell?
Not heard that one.
I thought maybe you were involved.
Oh, well, thank you. Wait, first it's a woman, Cody.
Yeah. Maybe you were the landlord.
Do you know me to own any property?
No.
Thank you for that.
Okay. All right.
I love taking PC showers anyways.
So how do you think this happened?
She got mad at him for something, or the only possible scenario, people are crazy, first off.
Especially Florida people. That's its own, that's a whole other country, Florida.
So,
that's not part of the United States. Let's be real. That's a different kind of people.
My sister lives there
they're
now.
technically part of the U.S.
My sister lives there now.
But where at, though?
Some retirement community
Coastal?
area. No, it's inland.
It's inland.
Yeah.
See, that's where weird Florida is, inland. I don't know. Anyways.
Maybe she's weird.
But she's not from Florida.
She's not from Florida.
She's a Wisconsin gal.
Yep. Anyways, I can just say that, like, a bucket?
Yeah.
A bucket.
She threw a bucket of feces on her. Yeah.
Like, she had to have been so ticked off at her landlord. Maybe the toilets weren't working, so she was pooping in a bucket. And then when he finally showed up because he refused to fix it, that she's like, well, if you refuse to fix it, this is your problem, and threw the feces at him. That's literally, I don't know.
Okay, so that's actually a good way to go, because that was my first question is, why did you have a bucket of poop?
That's the only reason I can think of having a bucket of poop.
So let me read through this story here. And the photo, by the way, there's a photo with it that has the lady that is accused of throwing the feces. She's also covered in poop.
What?
So they're both covered in poop.
So she missed?
So, no. It's even weirder than her just missing. A woman threw a bucket of human feces at her landlord, claimed she meant to soak the victim in water. So it was an accident bucket of poop.
Okay.
Deputies said they were called to a trailer on Reed Ellis Road in Osteen around 5:15 and found the victim dripping wet with feces and the suspect, I guess it's news, Joanne Mercator, with dried feces caked on her face.
Dry feces?
So the landlord's dripping wet with feces, and the tenant has dried feces.
What?
Okay. So initially, she claimed that the victim, a 65-year-old woman, entered the trailer and immediately reached for the bucket of feces and tried to throw it on her as a means of eviction, according to the affidavit. So my landlord just broke into my house and assaulted me, Mercator said, according to the body camera video. The footage shows her with stains on her clothing and smears on her cheeks near her eyes. She told the deputy that the dispute had been an ongoing issue. So basically right now the story is she threw poop on her to try, like, as a means of eviction, right? That's this lady's story.
So wait, the landlord...
That's this lady's
she's
story.
She's claiming that the landlord threw poop on her first.
That's why she has dried poop on her face, and why she threw poop back at the landlord was because she started it, right?
Okay.
The deputy, I don't know anything. All I know is you're covered in feces. She's covered in feces. I need you to pretend I don't know what's going on here, the deputy replied. She said she couldn't explain why her landlord was covered in feces, so she later changed her story and said she blocked the bucket, which caused the contents to spill on the victim. Right? So the landlord, her
blocked
story...
what bucket?
The poop bucket.
Okay.
So the story now is that since she couldn't explain why they were both covered in poop, she's saying that her landlord threw the bucket of poop at her and she blocked it, which caused the poop to splash out and spill on both of them.
So
okay.
Why did they both have buckets of poop?
No, there's one bucket of poop. I still haven't figured out why there's a bucket of poop.
I'm so confused.
But the bucket of poop was in this lady's house.
Why is the landlord throwing the poop?
That's what she's saying. She's claiming that the lady came in with a bucket of poop to throw on her as a means of eviction. Like she wants her out.
Okay.
I don't know if she's not paying her rent. I don't know.
So weird.
The bucket of poop. No, the bucket of poop is in the lady's house. But she's claiming that the landlord brought the bucket of poop. Make sense?
Okay.
So, and since she couldn't explain it, that was her story. She said the victim then chased her into the bathroom of the trailer and smeared feces on her face until she was able to run away to a neighbor's house. She took the poop and rubbed it all over, Mercator said in the camera video. All I know, in a long time of doing this job, I've never seen anything like it. Okay, I'm not disputing what you're telling me, but she's dripping with it. Yours is not. Yours is dry, the deputy said. So they said I told her she needed to tell the truth, which is when she said that she intended to grab a bucket of water, but accidentally grabbed a bucket of human feces instead and threw it at her landlord. The victim was upset, so she chased her into the bathroom, and the two struggled, causing Mercator to get excrement on her face, the records show. Deputy said the victim was at the trailer to access some damage, and Mercator knew she was coming. When she opened the door, she was immediately drenched with feces, according to the affidavit. So the video shows the deputies on scene, the supervisor get guidance on the situation, whatever. But my favorite quotes, this is from the deputies. "There is poop everywhere," a deputy said. "What kind of poop?" a sergeant asked. "Human poop," the deputy said. She was arrested on a charge of battery on a person 65 years or older. Records do not indicate why there was a bucket of human feces inside the trailer. And that is a funny, like, that's the great mystery, right? But the real story is even better. So she claims throughout all that, right? Let's backtrack, retrack it. She claims that the landlord came over to assess some damage and evict her and threw feces on her, right? And that when she tried to throw it, she blocked it. And that's why she had dried poop on her face, because some of it splashed on her. But really what happened was to set all of this up. She knew she was coming over, so she took her own bucket of poop earlier in the day and wiped it on her face and her clothes. So she wiped poop on herself to make it look like she was attacked. But didn't account for the fact that when the cops came, her shit was totally dry, and the other lady's was like fresh. Florida's a different country, dude.
So apparently a way to evict people is you just throw poop on them?
That's another thing that got me is like, how terrible of a liar are you that's what you go to? She threw poop on me to evict me. What?
Why? Oh my God. Yeah, that's why I was like, that's the first thing you come to is.
All I want to know is why does she have a bucket of poop?
Yeah. And they don't know?
No.
Well, apparently in her mind that's the way to evict someone is throwing poop on them.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
weird.
know. So.
Okay. Yeah. That's an interesting story.
What you got?
Okay, my last one is, the headline is Dirty Money, ? Workers find tens of thousands of euros coming out of toilets.
Ew. Wait.
Like fresh money.
Okay.
Well, I love how you want to know how fresh, but it's like, why is there's money coming out of the toilets?
I feel like there was a kingpin in that bathroom, and the place was about to be raided by SWAT. Freaked out. He's like, I got an inside man at the sewage plant. I'm going to flush my money, my dirty drug money down the toilet. I'll link up with him and have him fish it out. But it clogged up and started overflowing because you can't just flush like paper, right?
Yeah, right.
And so whenever they got there for the drug bust, they were like, man, all this money's coming out of the toilets. Nailed it.
No, not at all. So
I try so hard.
we'll set this up. The first time the reason that the cops were called is there are restaurants that are near a bank.
Okay.
Their customers are coming up and be like, hey, your toilets are clogged. So they send the workers in to go unclog the toilets. And while they were trying to unclog them, money came out of them.
So is this the bank toilet or the restaurant toilet?
No, this is the restaurant toilet.
Okay, but it's near a bank.
Near a bank.
Okay.
And then a couple days later, cops were also called at other places near the bank of money coming out of their toilets as well. But in this area of Europe, they had, up until 2018, they had 500 euro, like, bills.
Yeah.
And they've been struggling with money launderers and drug lords and stuff using these because it's basically like a $600 bill here.
Okay.
So they're like, there's too much crime with these bills. We're going to have to get rid of them.
Like take them out of circulation, whatever, right?
Yeah. And
flushed them?
So, yeah, it's a very odd story.
So it doesn't say, so that's how they ended up in the sewer system was,
well,
like, instead of shredding them,
So they still don't know. Okay, so what ended up happening was after like a long investigation, there was a video that surfaced because everyone's like, okay, why is there money in this? Mm-hmm. And they found 100 or 96,000 euros ended up coming out.
Jeez.
Which is equivalent to 106.
That's crazy though.
106 or $109,000.
Oh my God.
And so pending the investigation, which happened like a bit later, there was a video that surfaced of two women and a man making trips from the bank vault to the bathroom. And a majority of them are actually cut in half.
So,
which is not a crime in Europe.
I think then in a way I was kind of right. Because if there's a video of those two people going back and forth, they're trying to decirculate these bills and they're like, no, like, They know this is happening, right? They work for the bank. So they're going back and forth from the bank to the restaurant, and that's how they're trying to stash the money. And they know someone that works at the sewage plant, and they're going to go get it back. I was right.
I have to say that no one actually knows.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I know.
Okay, this is a really, really weird thing. I don't know if it was bank employees that were just trying to get them out or something. But the investigation ended after that video surfaced, and that was it.
So, what was that video? Was it them walking to the restaurant bathroom, or were they walking to the bank bathroom?
The bank bathroom.
And so it flushed from the bank bathroom and somehow
ended up in all the nearby restaurants.
Like all the connected plumbing.
Yeah.
But it just, instead of continually going down, it went up. the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah, it clogged up, and then they ended up floating, or clogging and then floating up into all the nearby toilets.
That's a poop worth taking. Could you imagine? Eating at a Mexican restaurant, you're like, oh, that's hitting a little wrong. I'll be right back. And you go in there, and there's $96,000.
You flush it, and then all of a sudden money comes up. So what eventually ended up happening, though, was a year later, the courts said that all the employees that gathered the money out, they have to fill out an application, and they could keep the money.
Man.
So I don't know how many workers there were, but
they get to keep it. But I mean, do they get to keep it though? If they're taking that bill out of circulation,
yeah.
Like, I mean, wouldn't it just be money you can't do anything with?
The courts ruled that they could keep it, so obviously it has some value. Otherwise, people wouldn't go.
Or maybe that's why they're like, you can keep it because it doesn't matter anymore. It's like if we took the $100 bill out, and all of a sudden you've got like $100 bills. Like, do they matter? They're out of circulation. They don't. Do they still have value? I don't know how that works. I'm a moron.
I guess that it was just like they're taking them out, so like as long as these people have them, they could get their value for it. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird that it just like.
I mean, if it does still hold the value, then it's. I mean, kudos.
It did at that point because that was the last year that they had it.
Wow. So they got pretty lucky then.
Yeah, they really did. It's so weird. I think the weirdest thing though of it all is that the investigation ended
without
after
any
the video and I searched forever on trying to figure out what actually happened, and it was only a year later they said that this video surfaced and that the investigation ended after the video surfaced, and that the workers get to keep the money. That's
well, good on him. I mean, you drink your coffee at the right time of day, you may just end up.
Well, it wasn't the people in the restaurant. It was the workers that had to unclog it. And while they're working to unclog it, the money came up.
And they got to keep it, those workers. Yeah, that's cool. Well, good break for them because that's
$109,000.
Yeah. I mean, heck, think if you're like a janitor and you're sitting there just trying to deal with poop all day or a plumber and all of a sudden you find that, like, hell yeah. Made it worth it, right?
Giant raise for you that year.
Made it worth it. All right, was that the last one you had?
That is the last one I had.
That's what I got too. So we can move on. Let's get in a little bit of this or that. We'll
yeah, people. So that's our next segment that we're gonna call this or that.
We'll throw out a couple of scenarios here and or a couple of options, and we'll decide if we'd rather have this or that. So Thayne, you either have wet hands. Every time you shake someone's hand and meet someone new, your hands are wet. Or every time you meet someone new, you always have a chunk of food in your teeth.
So
which one would you rather have?
It's just meeting someone new, or do you always have food in your teeth?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Woo! Every time you talk, you got a little thing of asparagus, or every time you greet someone, your hands, you have to shake hands with a wet-handed person, or your hands are wet.
Man, honestly, I would rather have food in my teeth.
I think I would too.
Because
have you ever shooken someone's hand when they're wet?
Yeah, but yes.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It creeps you out, and you're like, the first thing you think of, like, where did you just come from? Why are your hands wet?
Yeah.
I'd much rather you be like, hey, bro, got something in your, than be like, this is.
But also at the same time, it's just like, dude, why do you always have something in your teeth?
I don't know, but it also, too, like, if you do something with your teeth, it eliminates that old dad joke, right? Every time you go wash your hands, you don't dry them, and you shake someone's hands, like, I peed on my hands.
Yeah.
That old.
But that would get old after a while if you have to do it all the time.
Every single time. Yeah, I think I'd go with that as well.
I would go with the food in the teeth, because, like, and think of the after effect. Like, you shake someone's hands and you're wet. You're like, what?
And now both of your hands are wet. It's like, have you ever gone to a store and gotten wet money back? Like, for change? You ever gotten like a $1 bill that's wet or taken wet money from someone?
I've accidentally.
You're the wet money guy?
No. A couple times occasionally after work, because you're being sweaty. A mechanic, not working in an AC shop, I'm just sweaty. And there's been a couple times where I've like gone to buy something and I open it up. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is wet.
It's so gross.
It's so gross, and I didn't even mean to.
Like, it's the grossest thing. And like, so you think it's gross, and you're the one giving it. Imagine a person taking it.
I know.
It's like,
I'm sorry. I'm giving you wet money.
It's so embarrassing. It's happened to me
so
before. Like, I swear my face just turns bright red. I'm like, oh, I gotta give you a wet dollar. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think sometimes when I realize that it's wet, I just like pull out a card and be like, no, I'm gonna pay with this.
All right. Let's do one more of these. This one I know you've been thinking a lot about it. It's driving you crazy.
It's so rough.
Go ahead and kick it. What do we got?
Would you rather have itchy feet while wearing shoes you can't take off, or have a runny nose that you can't stop?
It's so hard.
It's like,
I
don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I would kind of push towards the itchy feet.
So that's where I lean itchy feet, even though, like, when I get really mad at someone and I don't know who they are, like someone cuts me off on the road, that's where my mind goes. I'm like, I hope that you're wearing like the tightest lace up boots and you have the itchiest feet all day at work while you can't take your boots off. Like, I wish that on people.
Yeah, but now is it going to change to I hope you have a runny nose you can never stop?
Because when I really think about itchy feet, even with a shoe, like, you can kind of like do like put your feet on top of each other and like kind of, like there's ways to, you never really can scratch the itch very well for it to go away, but there's ways to like ease it, I guess.
My thought process goes to which one can I handle the most? And I feel like I could handle an itchy foot longer than just like why will this not stop? And you just keep like rubbing it and like you have to continually rub your nose.
And then it gets super red and like you're trying to have conversations and like while you're talking to your boss, you're just like, I'm sorry, the whole time. But on the other hand, if you got super itchy feet and you're in like an important meeting, what are you doing? Like, that's going to be driving you insane. So basically it comes to
both would drive you insane.
How much of a mental will do you have? Like, can you withstand that itch in your foot? Or would you rather have non-itchy feet, and are you just okay with having a snot rocket
I'm telling you.
There is no right answer here.
There is no right answer, but if I had to deal with one on a regular basis, it would be the itchy feet.
I think I've got to agree. Itchy feet.
Because I don't know what I would do if my nose would stop running. I think I would go insane with an itchy or a runny nose over itchy feet.
Yeah.
I would be so confused and I would be so sick. I'm just like, why won't this stop?
That, and I just, especially like you got a little mustache. You don't want snot dry.
Oh, mustache would even make it worse.
Yeah, way worse. Like, you'd have
like
little
a
crumbs,
wet mustache, and then it would,
it would dry and look like someone put glue all in your lip.
I don't know. I mean, the outsides would dry, but I feel like the inside would just be permanently wet because it never stops running. It would be horrible. Okay,
right,
yeah,
so
I think we're done with that one.
It's itchy feet. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into our final segment. Just kind of think about some kind of weird fake scenarios. What would life be like? And we'll start with we're in the middle of human evolution, and randomly people start greeting you by sniffing your butt. But you haven't evolved yet. So what do? You're still in handshake hug mode. And all of a sudden, some randos in butt mode.
Is this a brand new thing?
Yeah, it's new. Like, this is a new thing.
So it's not publicly known yet?
Yeah. You just got some... Not yet. You're like a week away from the public news break of them figuring out what's happening.
Well, I would be extremely confused at the start. And I would probably ask and probably even push people away. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I feel like you'd be like with the little butt push, Bam!
But you haven't evolved yet. Will you eventually evolve? Or is this type of thing
I don't know. I don't know if that really matters. But is it just something that you just eventually have to figure out? Like, over time, you're just like, why does everyone keep sniffing my butt?
Yeah.
Like, you go to shake someone's hand, and they're like, nah, bro. They like give you the little duck.
This is a weird one because it's one of those that like I start to really think over time, like, does that become the new norm?
It would have to.
And
I mean, eventually, because there's gonna be there's gonna be
a weird evolution.
More
like,
people.
How
did we get there?
How does that help? Though?
Coronavirus, bro. They're like, we're not allowed to shake hands anymore. We got to find a new way to greet people. Dogs haven't got this corona shit, and they sniff butts.
And then my mind starts going into the whole like, if I have to deal with this and I can't, like, it's not ingrained in my head to do this. I'm gonna start eating the most rancid stuff. And like when I see and then when I see someone come up to me,
trying to hold it in,
I'm gonna hold it in until someone goes down to sniff my butt.
I was thinking that like I would get like one of those black ice air fresheners and tie it around my belt loop, so that it's always hanging down. So that way people get a nice clean smell. And maybe it would throw them off as to where I've been and what my name is, because they can't get an accurate sniff.
So they can't see anymore.
No, they can see.
So then they would know who you are.
No, like, you know, like a dog.
Would people then avoid me because they'd be like, man, every time I greet him, it reeks.
I don't know. That's also maybe a better option, because I feel like that guy's butt smells amazing. It smells like black ice.
Black ice?
Yeah, the little tree air fresheners. It's my favorite flavor is black ice. Yeah.
Sounds like you're saying black ice.
No, black ice.
Sorry, all I can think of is the Key and Peele skit when they say black ice. That sounds like black guys.
No, we're not allowed to go there. We're not woke enough.
I'm not going there anyways.
We're not woke enough.
But, I don't know. This is such a weird one.
It's a weird one. It's hard to unpack.
Because what I really get. Well, your butt's not hard to unpack.
Hey, if you got potatoes up there.
Yeah, it is.
It could be.
It's such a weird scenario, because it's like, do you as a person ever evolve? And do people like start shutting you because you don't.
I don't feel like you would evolve, right? Your offspring would. So which would make it even weirder, because now it's a bunch of like, now you're the old man to get off my lawn. All these dang kids coming up and smacking my butt, right?
Well, it would become a new norm in society.
Eventually.
But like, it'd be such a weird thing to deal with. And like, can you even like procreate to make your kids evolve? Because would you ever like, does society then start splitting into butt sniffers and non-butt
Now there's
sniffers?
two different villages. You got the handshakers and the butt smellers.
Oh, don't go near those guys. They don't sniff our butts.
And then there's the Civil War breaks out. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
And then it really comes down to, is it like a full evolution? Like,
no.
what advantage is there?
I like the idea that it never truly takes over and it's two separate people. It's like the butt sniffers take Carnival Cruise, you know?
The butt sniffers and the non-butt sniffers.
Yeah.
Don't talk to those people. They're the butt sniffers.
Butt sniffers.
And then people have to wear like clothes
butt sniffers
that shows that they're butt sniffers. I would still eat the worst stuff just and fart in people's faces.
Just in case. All right.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
yeah. We'll wrap it up here. So we respawn 5 times like you would in a video game. So you get 5 lives. Respawn like you have extra lives. You have 5 lives, like a cat has 9.
Okay, so the next scenario is
humans respawn 5 times
in their lifetime.
The way you would like in a game.
If you're on your 6th one, or if you die your 6th time,
if you die your
dead.
5th, if you die 5. Well, I guess if you respawn 5, So if you die 6th time, you don't come back. So how
and is this a commonly known thing?
Yeah, I feel like you have 5 lives. So how differently, like you wake up tomorrow and they're like, "Hi, you now have 5 lives. If you die today, you will come back." Right?
Right.
How differently do you live? What are you doing that you wouldn't do now?
I don't know. It's so hard.
See, I'm doing like simple. Like I'm starting off small. Like I refuse to skydive. I'm terrified of it. But I'm like, all right, I'll go skydiving.
I would still skydive now, even though I can't.
I
respawn.
wouldn't. I'm scared of it. I'm terrified of jumping out of a plane.
I actually do want to skydive.
I'm terrified of jumping out of a plane.
Oh man, I don't know, man. It would.
Would you try to like pull off some crazy heist?
I would.
I mean, if you get shot down, come back, try again.
But is there a repercussion to it? Like, do they know that you're the one that stole it? Or like, we're just trying to perform this heist and then died in the middle of it?
Yeah, and then when you come back, it's like it just resets.
It resets.
Yeah,
So
so
you
like-
would not just straight up go to jail.
Right,
Like,
right,
they're like,
right.
Hey,
Yeah, like, you
that
don't-
was his first life.
Yeah.
We need to go find him and throw him in jail.
Yeah, no, like you don't come back and they're like, it's
Okay.
that guy. No, it just like resets.
Okay. If it resets, I would. And then we were talking about this earlier. And so if you like steal it and hide it and then get caught and die,
Then it's still there. But
it's still in your hiding spot.
right, but say you're running out of a bank with a bag of money and get shot dead. You don't have that money when you come back because you didn't complete the heist.
Okay. Well, I know
Like
that
where-
I would never try that again.
Yeah,
after
so like whatever
like-
you're doing, or would you? Would it be like, okay, I can
You only got
figure
5
out-
shots at it.
Yeah. If I can figure out how to rob this bank in 5 tries. So like my 4th or 5th try, I'm gonna have it down.
So here's the other question. Because this is a worldwide known thing. Like, are people more likely to commit a crime? Like, if someone's doing something bad, someone's just going to shoot them? Because there's really no consequence until
Maybe.
their 5th time?
Yeah.
And then it comes down to...
Dude, crime would be rampant. Because I can tell you right now, if I had 5 lives, I'd be like robbing a bank until I was dead. I'm either going to be rich and figure this out, or I'm going to die trying. Maybe not on my 5th life.
What? I was going to say, like...
But I'm at least giving it 4 shots in a row.
You'd have to do it in 4 different locations. But I feel like...
No, dude. No, that's why you do the same bank. Remember, it resets. And so you do the same bank.
Oh, yeah, it does.
And you're like, okay, so that didn't work. But now I know the building layout. Or do you remember? Ooh.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing. Because that's what I want to know. Does it reset for everyone else, too?
I just think of it like a video game where it resets for everyone else but you. Like
Okay,
your memory.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I can
like,
see that.
Like if you die in a game, the cops don't remember you. But you know, like, okay, I remember what I was doing. Like everything, nothing changes for you.
So does... That's such a weird one because I start to think of how other people would react with their whole 5 lives. Like...
It'd be weird stuff going on, man.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people would attempt crime the first couple times to like just gain a ton of money. But at this, like, if you kill a person, like, do you have a counter over your head? Like, does everyone else know how many lives you have?
That's a good thing. Or
Because
like,
is it really a
do
crime if you
have
shoot
a
someone?
mark that has 4 more lives?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's no one walking around with zeros because they're all too afraid to leave.
I don't know. I think
Is it because
it's got to be only you know, because otherwise everyone's just killing people.
Okay, so you have just you.
Yeah, you
No
know.
one else
You
has
know that you have them. You don't know if anyone else does.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you're just living based off you, not other people.
Okay, because I was like thinking, like, if this is a well-known thing,
So
like there'd be a
What
really
is one thing you
situations would change.
Yeah. What is one thing you would never ever do? That tomorrow, if you had 5 lives, you would do it.
I would probably try some stupid.
I'm robbing a bank, dude.
Yeah, some stupid scheme to get money, like crazy.
I'm robbing a bank. I'm gonna go like run with a tiger. I don't know. I'm doing something like that.
I would because there's no consequence. I would like to see what it's like to go through a tornado.
Like stand there and just let it take you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I like get sucked up and thrown? Like it'd have to be a big tornado.
Like tie yourself up with a belt like they do in the movie Twister.
No, I would
And they're
want to
like-
just like see what happens.
I don't know. I'd tie myself up, dude.
I guess.
I don't know.
Because
it's saying that like you don't want to die on purpose.
right, but if you die, there's no consequence.
Yeah.
That'd be so weird.
I don't know. I think rob a bank is my biggest one. Rob a bank. Tornado would be cool, but I think robbing a bank and like letting a tiger, like I'm gonna fight a tiger. And
Yeah,
just-
see stuff like
that's what
that.
I'm gonna
Like
do.
rob a bank, and I don't know. I'd have to, like, I would actually need more time to like really sit down and be like,
I'm gonna walk up and punch a tiger in the face and just see
What
what
are-
happens.
And if you live through it, you're in so like, oh man, because if you live through it,
Dude,
but
you got a
you're like
story.
mutilated,
Oh yeah.
like
What if
yeah,
you just like
and you don't die, like, would you commit suicide then?
no, you just go back to the tiger and do it again. until he finishes the job. Or you come out the victorious.
But like people like
and now
freak
you're like
out,
a
and then
gladiator.
they like
and you've got
pull
one of
you
those
away
gnarly 6 like 4 or 5 claw
This is
scars
such a
across your
weird-
chest, and you're just like, oh yeah,
This is such a weird
it's
thing
manly.
because like it changes so many things, and you're like, would I try this? And if you don't die and come just like mutilated, would you just like kill yourself to reset everything?
No. I don't know. It's a tough one.
I know, right? It's
It's
a
tough one to
weird,
get
it's
through,
a weird
so.
thing to sit in.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
That-
all.
that-
That's all I've
yeah,
got on the
folks,
docket. Is there
that's-
anything else?
No, I think that was a good.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, thanks for tuning in, and definitely, we want to grow this thing and add in some Ask Us Anythings. We're gonna eventually have a monthly bonus episode. What are we
Yep.
calling it?
I am calling it 4-drink minimum.
4-drink minimum. It's just gonna be drunk banter, where
Yeah,
we are
we-
required to have a minimum of 4 drinks before we even turn the mics on.
Yep. That will be a kind of rated podcast.
Yeah. We'll get more information out as it comes. But for right now, definitely hit us up on the Instagrams, slide into the DMs, ask us any kind of crazy questions. Throw in if you got any scenarios, 2 types of people, whatever you want to have us talk about there. You can find Thayne at Detter21, DETTER21.
Yep.
And you can find me at Ridiculous89. Sorry, EED, Ridiculous89. But hit us up. We'll answer. We'll do a little back and forth.
Yep.
And
Thanks for giving us a shot.
yeah, absolutely. And until
Well,
next time, guys, just keep goofing.
Just keep goofing.